For a long time, let's be honest, text-to-speech has felt like a trade-off, right? You get efficiency, but you lose that emotional depth. Well, that era is coming to an end. We're moving past just simple text annotation and into a world of what I'd call true digital audio direction. We're not just generating speech anymore, we're conducting it.
And that's really the core idea here. We're not just marking up scripts anymore. We're orchestrating full-on performances. The whole idea of being a text editor is becoming obsolete. We are now conductors, standing at the podium of a digital voice. You know the feeling, we've all been there. Stuck in that uncanny valley of synthetic voices. All the information is technically there, but the emotional connection is completely gone. It's been a creative dead end, really, and a huge barrier to getting listeners truly immersed. That flat, mechanical waveform, it's just an acoustic skeleton. There's no flesh, no blood, no life to it. Most TTS tools turn directing into simple data entry, a super rigid process that just kills creativity. And that fundamental limitation is exactly what's being shattered right now.
So the solution isn't just a tweak or a new feature, it's a full-blown architectural revolution. The TTS Conductor Suite isn't just another editor. It represents a completely new way to think about, design, and build vocal performances right from the ground up.
And here it is. This is the heart of the revolution. The TTS Conductor completely replaces that static, boring text editor with a visual node system. We're not just typing into a box anymore. We are literally building an acoustic blueprint. This architectural shift is what makes truly prosodically accurate speech synthesis possible.
And this new architecture unlocks this incredibly powerful top-down workflow. So first, you compose the structure, the actual narrative and emotional flow, using different nodes. Then you go in and fill the content, injecting your dialogue into those text modules. And only then, at the very end, do you get to the fine-tuning where you can precisely adjust the prosody and the emotion. Think about that. You compose the performance before you even finalize the text. Now here's something absolutely crucial for any serious workflow. This entire process runs locally. The TTS Conductor is a local-first application, which means all your project data, including sensitive scripts, stays exclusively in your browser's IndexedDB. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is ever sent to the cloud. This architecture gives you maximum performance and total data sovereignty. Okay, so with that solid architecture in place, we can finally focus on the real artistry, getting granular control over the performance and the emotion. This is where a director's vision truly comes to life. And we're going way beyond simple happy or sad tags here. The suite gives you a palette of over 70 distinct emotional subvariants, all derived from 8 core emotions. This is the level of granularity you need for professional-grade audio direction. So let's take a look at a practical example, like the emotion happy. A corporate testimonial needs a totally different tone than, say, a dramatic victory scene. Mildly happy at around 60% intensity, that's perfect for a professional customer service context. But ecstatic at 90%, you save that for the absolute dramatic peak. It's all about precision. This brings up a critical concept I like to call the intensity trap. More is not always better. The sweet spot for a believable, nuanced performance is really between 60 and 75% intensity. If you push it above 80%, you get what I call the acoustic sledgehammer. You're risking overmodulation, digital clipping, and you completely shatter the immersion you're trying to build. Human emotion is almost never one-dimensional, right? It's complex. To get that complexity, the TTS Conductor lets you create combo emotions by layering different feelings. You can combine sad and happy to create a genuinely bittersweet tone for a nostalgic moment, or mix nervous with excited to build that unbearable tension before a huge reveal. This is how you start creating real psychological depth. All right, so beyond emotional states, we have to talk about those tiny organic imperfections that make a voice feel truly human. It's all about breathing life back into the performance. Onomatopoeic sounds are a secret weapon in any director's toolkit, and these aren't just some post-production effects. They are embedded directly into the performance with targeted node cascades. A dry swallow node becomes a powerful indicator of terror. A hold breath node literally forces the listener to feel the tension. These are essential building blocks for cinematic storytelling. So, how does this complex, beautiful visual graph translate into clean SSML? Well, the brilliance is in its two-stage exporter. First, it linearizes the node chain, turning it into a coherent sequence.
Then it builds the SSML code from the core attributes outward, making sure every single parameter of prosody, the pitch, the rate, the emotion, is embedded without any data loss. The result is just perfect fidelity from your design straight to the final output.
So, what does this all really add up to? Well, it's about a fundamental shift in creative power, a shift in agency for audio directors and storytellers.
We are finally moving past the era of just typing text. Tools like this allow us to embed emotion as a controllable, designable parameter directly into the acoustic framework. It means full creative control is back in the hands of the director, exactly where it belongs. The question is no longer if an AI can speak, but how we direct it to feel. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As this technology gets more and more sophisticated, and we gain the ability to perfectly program every single nuance of the human voice, every breath, every hesitation, what does that ultimately mean for the very nature of authenticity in our digital world? It's definitely something to chew on.